William and I were not interested in having a movie where there's just two goons out in the woods chasing a bunch of people and getting them down to the last one, and then the goons get killed somehow. That was never going to be enough. If you're going to unearth a chamber and discover a child, I think there's going to be a more complicated story there. And we must have seen 200, maybe even, yeah, maybe 150, 200, you know, young girls fall the part. And got down to the final three, and Holly was not the one I thought was going to end up being in the movie. But, you know, she was fabulous. She didn't complain once. And yeah, really just had a really naturalistic quality. And, you know, it didn't hurt the fact that she was dark hair and brown eyes, which has an Eastern European look to it, you know.
Hey guys, I heard something.
And somebody said in the Q&A yesterday, do you think it's realistic that they would actually save the girl? I mean, don't you think they would just close her back up and leave?
No, who said that?
And I would like to think that 98% of your audience, you know, would. And the other 2% are watching The Human Centipede for the 8th time while masturbating, and there's nothing you can do about it. With barbed wire. Well, with the writing, I mean, when we come up with ideas, we just brainstorm over a beer, over a coffee, over whatever, and then we try and sort of get the script, you know, sort of like the basis of it worked out over a 5 or 10 page sort of thing.
You just have to nail the structure of the film, and you block all the scenes out and what's supposed to happen in each one, and you just take different sections of the film, different characters, go off and write them, mix around and rewrite, that kind of stuff.
When we were writing the script, we were like, okay, if this is out in mountains, if this involves rock climbing, we're going to have to get up there and do this. Otherwise, we're just writing from no frame of reference, no experience at all. You know, if you're going to write about love, it might have helped if you've been in love once or twice. You know what I mean? So kind of the same thing here. So we got involved with, you know, rock climbing and mountaineering, and we went up to these incredible locations, and then we actually started to see what was feasible and what wasn't feasible. You start to think a lot more is possible if you understand the process of climbing a lot more, and then to the non-climber it looks
also it's definitely a process of like each climbing location is multiple locations. You've got the place where you can get the actors, you've got the place where you can get the climbing doubles or the stunt doubles, you've got maybe a lower crag for the actors, you've got a different, I mean, in there sort of, I mean, it's just, you know, it's building those different locations, and then when you cut together, if you've chosen the right ones, they, you know, you grade it and it all looks okay.
I'm sure there's a pretty face under that frown somewhere.
No, I'll take it at the top.
It was 6 weeks shooting an action film, which is one thing if you're shooting it in sets in studio, but another when you've got to get your actors either roped up mountains or even just all the river footage, or that, you know, that huge sequence in the middle we just call the big river action scene, which is that huge chase down the river. You know, you've got to get people down the cliff, you've got to rope them down, you've got to rope the camera teams down, you've got to get people into a boat, across the river, get the makeup over there.
Reminded me of it all.
Suddenly you're just like, what would be so easy to pull off 10 shots just in a studio or a flat or an outside location anywhere, is just suddenly, you know, you're just hanging from harnesses half the time.
We're not big fans of CGI. We want to use it as little and in a really sparing way as possible. It's never going to look better than the real thing. Old school with the latest CGI effects used incredibly sparingly is how we do it. There were bits where Melissa had, you know, she had drops below her that definitely were broken her neck or whatever, but especially when she's free climbing, it's a case of having a safety rope that you can just digitally take out. Yeah. You know, which, you know, so straight away, and that's actually really works with stunt people as well. You know, stunt people can have a little bit more help than they could have 15 years ago, which, you know, and you know that it's not actually impeding their performance, it's not pulling, it's just there in case, and if it's taken out, then, you know, and I mean, you know, the actors got involved, and they did as much as they could do until Jamie, our stunt coordinator, said, okay, yeah, no, she's not doing that.